Hi there. My name's Seth, and I'm the developer behind TrackRoom. And I wanted to give a little bit of a demo and a walkthrough of some of the features and workflows inside the app. So yeah, we'll just start right here. So this is the first screen you'll see after entering your login. And basically with this top header, that'll live on each page. And we have a bit of a more concise guide that goes through a lot of the different features. Also, there'll be a link to a PDF guide that provides a number of different screenshots and much more thorough and detailed. This bell icon is basically when any of the users that are part of a group make a change, whether that's uploading a song, like making a comment on something. This thing will show a little notifier, and then you can kind of look. This is our settings window, and most of the options are pretty straightforward, but I'll run through these. Here we have the option to change our display name, and that'll show up when you're uploading songs or writing messages. By default, it's going to go with your email name, but you can change that. So for cloud storage, there's a few different options. By default, TrackRooms provides 50 gigabytes. After that, it can transfer into your Google Drive or Dropbox account. All you need to do is select one of these buttons, and as long as that email you've used to log into the account is the same, it'll automatically create folders and files that TrackRoom will link to. Here we have offline downloads, and this can be helpful if you're going to be in a location where the internet service is poor or you don't have any. And then this is the name of the song, and then we have the option to remove it. For appearance, we have dark or light, depending on how you like to work. And there's also an option to increase the font size and overall size of the app. And this can be really helpful when you're just kind of trying to work on a song and want to see the lyrics and chords. We have a number of different languages if you'd like to switch that. Here's a few different checkboxes for how you'd like to receive notifications. If you'd like to get an email when bandmates are making any kind of changes, if you uncheck it, you'll just see those notifications when you're actually in the application. So here we have options to create a new song. We can create a new album in which new songs can live in. And we can also create a set list. Here is a little album I've made that just features one song called Demos, which we'll go into shortly. So this is the actual album homepage. You'll see up here the option to invite. And so the way it works is basically the owner can select invite, copy this link, send that to anyone that they want to collaborate with, and then they'll be able to have access to that album. Here we have the option to play a song. And as this populates more with songs from the album, you can basically, if you want to just audition them on their own without actually going into the individual song pages, you can do that here. And then below is a little bit of a message thread board that any of the collaborators can use. So here is where you'll likely spend most of your time. This is the song page. Quite a few things here, so I'll just kind of work my way from top down. So on the left side, we have basically it's kind of a state of where that song is. Right here, I have arranging because I have a song which I've done a mix for, and I also have 10 individual tracks. But for example, say you were working on something you recorded on your iPhone. You just wanted to throw it up there for the other bandmates or musicians to listen to. You could select rough demo. Or arranged typically would mean you're really close to a finished version. You'll see here, this is what I was referring to before in the settings. I've clicked save offline. If you don't want it offline, all you need to do is click it again. Here we have an invite selection again, and where this differs is this would just invite someone to this particular song and not necessarily the whole album. On the right hand side, we have another thread board. So you can type whatever you'd like in here, and the rest of your users will all see this. So here is we refer to these as versions, but where typically your mix song will live. Here we have our master version, or it could just be a demo track. But in this case, I've done basically a rough mix with individual tracks of guitar, bass, drums, a click. But up in this section, we'll play the composite, whatever mix you've made. Over here, you have the ability to slow it down a little. This could be helpful for when trying to learn certain parts. By default, it's going to keep the same pitch, but if you're not concerned about that, you can uncheck this box. There's a simple volume adjustment here. And you have the ability to mute, download. You can share this song with anyone with this link. Now, in this section is where your individual tracks are going to live. So in this case, I had uploaded the one mix, and then I also uploaded every track that was a part of that mix. With the add track, you can choose files, or you can just drag and drop. And here you have the ability to download all the tracks. This will make a zip file that you can then open, and it'll have a folder structure with the song title. With each individual track, by default, it'll go guitar, bass, drums, but you can move these around. And when you drag in, it will also name just by looking at what you've named the file. And if not, you have the option to change that. Say I want this to be strings. So there we have the ability to solo or mute any of these tracks. If you only want to play a certain section, you can do that. And you can also adjust the volume of each track. Now, when you navigate away to a different song and come back, the volumes will default back to 0. Now down here is you can put a comment in any point in the song. So let's say we're listening here. And I want backup vocals. So it'll make a note here. But then also, if we go up here and click, there'll be a pop-up on any of these cursor marks. Here we have the options to upload sheet music, files. We can do a video, any kind of notes we want to give to other members. With any of these boxes here, you see once something is typed into the box, there's the ability to expand. This can help a lot when you're on a smaller phone or an iPad and maybe you just want to see the chords or lyrics as the song is playing. Okay, in this last section, we have reference links, and what those are for is if mostly for cover songs. So if you want to share a link on one of the other streaming apps, you can use that as a reference for other users to audition. So that's a walkthrough through most of the features in TrackRoom. It's going to be available on web version, which also has the ability to be used as a standalone app. And then it'll be available on iOS with the iPhone and iPad and on Google Play. I'll be providing a link down below for anyone that's looking for more information. There's also a PDF guide on the website that you can access. And if anyone has any questions or would like more info, feel free to send me a message through the contact form on the website.